Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed. My name is Mase. I stand by this message. We not your little niggas. Like the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. For real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas. So we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't. And for me,
when Ma, one half of the It Is What It Is crew, came out swinging at one of the most untouchable names in the business, Jay Prince, the entire hip-hop community went wild. Yes, that's Jay Prince, the legendary Houston artist who founded Rap-A-Lot Records and continues to have a significant impact on the industry and the streets. The majority of people wouldn't even consider confronting him in public. He did it live on television, though, Maya, looking as if he was prepared for whatever came next. The video went viral right away. Fans scrolled in shock, saying things like, "There's no way Mackie actually said that." But he did, and he didn't stutter. It all began during the routine conversation with Cameron. Just them joking and making jokes about the newest hip-hop craze, the atmosphere abruptly changed.
Niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like,
Jay Prince has a message for both of y'all with your comments after what you guys had to say about Shakur. He said, "Numbers don't lie, haters do. Let their haters say that he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters. As you can see, there's proof that he has the #1 ratings in any fight on ESPN this year, the top 3 ratings since 2022.
They began discussing how some bosses from the old school still behave as though they are responsible for the younger generation, as if that were their title. At that moment, Mahi grinned, leaned closer, and said something that made the room freeze. Some of these originals still believe that their names might frighten people. It's not respectful, it's manipulation. I'm talking to whoever still thinks they're the boogeyman of hip-hop, even down in Houston, he said, staring directly into the camera. Boom. As simple as that. Anarchy. The internet went crazy. That clip went viral within minutes. People were constantly tagging Jay Prince, asking, "Are you gonna let Maney talk like that?"
Hey, outside of the ring, I'm Shakur's manager and I handle all his business outside of the ring. In other words, Cam and Mase, I will fade all his shots and take all bets.
so then we talking to you then, all right? We starting with you. Since you the big homie, we starting with you. That's how it goes around here. I want to just start off by saying you are so lacking self-awareness. Like when you give such a lackluster performance and then you think you can make threats.
It was reposted on blogs. Fans were amazed with Mahi's audacity, and group chats became wild. Usually he's cool, humorous, and slick. He's never one for nasty feuds, but this time he turned the tables and made it clear that he has no fear of anyone.
A lackluster performance, pause. You don't have the right to tell me what I should like or to tell Cam what he should like. That's not your place.
I love Mase saying, like, who is he? What's happening?
Mase smoked it.
What's happening right now? They both worded it, and it still seemed respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
they didn't get out of
it was
pocket.
respectful.
They didn't get out of pocket.
They seemed
They
like
were just telling the truth.
He arrived with venom in his mouth. The most outrageous thing is that he didn't end there. The man was ablaze. When Cameron attempted to calm things down later in the same episode, Mai simply smiled and remarked, "I'm sick of people behaving like they're untouchable. Nobody is above scrutiny." After a brief moment of silence, the entire studio burst into applause. Everyone seemed to experience that blow instantly. Mai had just revealed something shocking that rocked the hip-hop community as a whole. You see, Jay Prince isn't just another rap artist. He is the individual whom people discuss in private, the man who established empires, protected artists, and continues to be a powerful figure in the game. He is either someone you don't want to cross or a protector, depending on who you ask. It felt like history in motion when Mai got up and faced off against that kind of legend. He seemed to finally voice out what many people have been afraid to utter for years. Shade wasn't the only thing. The statement was straightforward.
60, what are you talking about? What are you bro, I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you lined Young Boy NBA up, why the fuck you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why you're acting like that. Talking about you got young boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young boy NBA told y'all to eat a dick. This is what he said. This is what young boy NBA said.
No matter which side you were on, everyone was hooked on the drama. Some supporters dubbed it a power play, while others believed it was career suicide. There has always been a certain quiet power associated with Prince's name, the kind you acquire quietly rather than by vying for influence. But Mahi? In a single, fearless, ferocious moment, he broke the hush. Hey, that caused a gasp throughout the entire industry. We can now discuss the response because Houston clearly heard every word that Ma said after she finished speaking. J. Prince's name became well known across the country in a matter of hours. Every hip-hop account, every big blog, and every gossip page was constantly publishing snippets. There were rumors that Jay's camp was not at all pleased. According to one insider, J. Prince's composed demeanor and large platform completely astonished someone like Mahi.
I gotta ask, I think I'd be remiss if I don't. Any message for Cam and Mace? Y'all been going back and forth a lot over the last week.
Them old niggas, they ain't got my respect. No.
There you go.
Since it's all comedy, I'm going to deal with it like comedy, nigga. You hear that? Like I said, nigga, your mother named you after Shakur, nigga. You know I ain't had no problems with the first Shakur. I ain't going to have no problems with you.
Would never approach him in that manner. Jay couldn't believe it. They said, dude. He is accustomed to being treated with great respect and not having his heritage disparaged. It didn't sound like a diss coming from Mahi, which is what made it stir. It was an overwhelming sense of humiliation. J. Prince did not immediately clap back on social media when the news eventually reached him. No, he doesn't do that. Jay is not a checkers guy. He moves like a chess player, always 3 moves ahead, strategic and silent. However, there were rumors floating around the neighborhood that some significant behind-the-scenes discussions were taking place.
The right to have our opinion, and I say that with all due respect, but just keep it where it is, man. Let humor be humor. Let everybody say what they gotta say. You don't like what we said, the box better. Until you beat Tank, it ain't really nothing for you to say. And making threats, I'm gonna just keep it real. If we talking boxing, I got 3 knockouts in All-Star Weekend, man. So I got 100% knockout ratings on all.
One blogger from Houston even chimed in, declaring, J. Prince will deal with it if he feels disrespected, but not live on Instagram. He will address it directly. The entire internet was on edge because of that one comment. Memes like, pray for my hay, and jokes like, he better stay far, far away from Houston for a while, began to overtake timelines. However, he wasn't even flinching. Hoping on it is what it is, and the man returned the following day looking as cool as ever, as if nothing had occurred. And rather than retreating, he fanned the flames. May simply laughed and remarked, I heard people were mad about what I said yesterday, in response to Cameron's attempts to defuse the situation. Excellent. They must have heard me then. Then he went all out. He wasn't going to back down, not a single inch. He claimed to be fed up with the false reverence that permeates hip-hop. I'm fed up with people pretending to respect particular names merely out of fear. Mace clarified everything. Legacy is something I appreciate, but not bullying. You don't need to show off your strength every 5 minutes if you're sincere. Boom! Like wildfire, that line went viral on the internet. The idea that Mace simply buried J. Prince without mentioning his name sent fans into a frenzy.
Boring. Everybody's seen it. We ain't the only ones who've seen it. You're boring. I thought I was rather polite about it. I thought it was cool. Your grandfather's in your corner telling you to let your hands go. You won't let your motherfucking hands go because you're scared to get hit. You want to swim without getting wet. It's just not going to happen. Now, what I will say, this is the most entertainment we've seen out of you in the last 2 years. This was kind of funny. This is the most entertainment.
There was complete anarchy in the comment sections. Some fans applauded, stating that it was time to stop celebrating fear and fake power, and that Masiwas was finally speaking the truth. They also said that hip-hop needed this kind of honesty. Others, however, were anxious. They claimed that because J. Prince's name still holds a lot of weight, Mai was toying with direct danger. From the streets to the boardrooms and the studio, it was neatly summed up in one tweet. After waking up, Mai decided between chaos and bravery. Perhaps both. In any case, everyone was confined. The timeline was unable to turn aside. Other artists began to respond as well. While others remained utterly mute, others reposted recordings with laughing emojis, seeming as though they were merely observing, like extremely quiet.
Congratulations. After the fight's over, he walks back to the corner like this. That don't look like a champion. Champs start walking around the ring diddy bopping when they beating up. Your grandfather, that's how I know what your grandfathers tell you. They knew you f***ed the bag up. You f***ed the bag up. You were supposed to show off, show out. Not only that, you was talking before the fight. You was the one before, I'm gonna knock this out. I'm gonna demolish it, I'm gonna do all this. And you ain't do nothing you said. That's why is mad.
It became one of those infrequent occasions in the industry when everyone simply watched to see how far the storm would carry them. Too intelligent to be caught in the midst, too afraid to choose sides. However, the quiet itself spoke for itself. People respect J. Prince too much to make fun of him in public. However, they much more admire Maha for having the courage to speak what so many have been muttering for years. There is a direct conflict between the generations. New school freedom versus old school power.
You fighting more after the fight. You just had a fight Saturday. You're losing your damn mind the last 2 days. Trying to fight everybody on Instagram, on Twitter, on everything else. Because we seen it? We seen it. What you talking about? Then you talk about we should glove up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But niggas slap fire out you. Shut the fuck up. You getting boxing in the streets confused, nigga. For real.
And Mase K is unquestionably winning the internet round at the moment. The fact that Mai was able to mock J. Prince without ever mentioning his name made the whole thing even more bizarre. That is pure energy from Harlem. Perfectly calculated, slick talk, keen wit, and no filter. Mase wasn't merely using careless language to get attention. He had been observing how people moved, analyzing the game, and waiting for the right opportunity to reveal the truth. He has observed how JPR appears in every significant drama.
The street, those are two different things, nigga. That is two different things, nigga. Because when a switchblade or something else and everything, you talk about niggas better strap up. Why would you give niggas that heads up? You dumb motherfucker. Fuck out of here. You out your motherfucking mind. If you want to impress me, step up and wait. Fight to your Fimo in Newark so he can knock your head to Irvington. What is you talking about, nigga? You ain't impressing nobody with all this Twitter talk. All this wild Twitter talk.
Always acting as the mediator, but somehow ensuring that everyone remembers who is truly in charge, whether it's with Drake, Kanye, or even after the Takeoff tragedy. Then, with a statement that stopped the room cold, Mallory shrugged the culture. Quote, "There are too many preachers in this business, yet some people want to be God in hip-hop." Boom. There was a brief silence in the studio. The internet then took off. Supporters claimed that instead of just throwing shade, he effortlessly turned the table.
Entertainment. Let me school you, Nick. So when you get in the ring, you're not entertaining. We don't want to keep hearing about the sweet science. We're looking for entertainment. We're paying bucks for entertainment, and you're not entertaining. And somebody got to tell you this. I know you flipped out on Tim Bradley, tried to say they paid him to say that. I know you said that Bob Arum panned the cam on people leaving out as you was fighting. But listen, if the fight was smoking, nobody had to walk out.
Behind the scenes, the murmurs grew louder. Insiders in the industry began to silently support Ma, stating, "He just said what everybody's been too scared to admit. J. Prince has been untouchable for far too long," one source even said in a podcast. "People behave as though he is impervious to criticism." People were whispering late at night about that one quote alone, wondering who else might be the next to stand up. Perfectly, another expert explained it. May just demonstrated that the younger generation is no longer afraid of the old guard. And it was all in that line. The entire game is changing in front of our eyes. Fear is no longer a power factor. Focus is on honesty, self-assurance, and the knowledge that your voice has the power to fundamentally alter society. May just reminded everyone that when something is earned rather than demanded, it is treated differently. After a few days,
And fighting like the undercard. Your fight was like the undercard. All the smoke was before you. So they need to rearrange how you're going. You're like a headliner that really need to be the opening act. And that's on a business sense. So you need to take note of that.
They call you pillow hands. That's what they call you. I didn't make that up. That's what I heard. They call you pillow hands. But listen, it's room for you here. We need a boxing analyst weekly.
Jay Prince finally said something. He also did it in the most Jay Prince-esque manner imaginable. He posted something slick and mysterious on Instagram. Just the phrase, "Respect is earned, not demanded," on a simple black background. The caption that caused the internet to freeze then appeared. Clout and courage are sometimes confused. Boom. Although no names were given, everyone was aware of the precise target of that. MJ.
Distraction. We could, dead serious. I know it's gonna be like, oh, think about it. You in Billboard. You ever been in Billboard? You in Billboard. You on TMZ.
You made it.
You made it, nigga. You made it. If you need help, we're here.
May, on the other hand, handled it expertly with straight comedy rather than reacting angrily. In his upcoming episode, It's What It Is. "I'm not beefing with no motivational quotes," he remarked, laughing. "We may be your promotion." The studio as a whole lost it. The producers were laughing, the audience was laughing and crying. May transformed Jay Prince's sullen demeanor into pure humor. Furthermore, that move was more powerful than any diss track. That instance demonstrated who was in actual control of the space. From the beginning to the end, May was in control of everything. Fans were claiming on the internet that he had just executed the ultimate power move, rendering one of the most formidable hip-hop personalities appearing helpless. And that's the crazy thing about today's media. The story is no longer under anyone's control once that clip is posted online. Jay Prince established his reputation during a time when people were afraid. Now, however, the camera's in charge. Viral events, podcasts, and videos completely change the game. A comic with a microphone and a million live viewers cannot be silenced. And no one is more aware of that than Mahi. His clapback struck so differently because of this. Just straightforward humor, self-assurance, and the truth. No threats, no fear. It is what it is by the conclusion of that week. Didn't simply become viral, it broke its records for viewers. The internet declared Mai the clear winner of the moment when he transformed conflict into comic gold. Jokes and sports discussions were no longer the only reasons people tuned in. Just to see what crazy thing Mahi would say next, they were logging in. He became the voice of everyone who was too afraid to express their true feelings. Maz, who had left Bad Boy Records and all of its renown to become a pastor, was now preaching a different type of gospel. Honesty without a filter. Additionally, Jay Prince didn't have the last say for the first time in a long time. His silence said more than words could. The change in the air was palpable. In front of us, the power dynamics in hip-hop discourse abruptly shifted. The question looming over everyone's minds now that the smoke has somewhat subsided, what follows? Will Jay Prince give a genuine response this time, or will it fade away in silence as if it never happened? He hasn't lost his temper yet, nothing more than just one mysterious post. To be honest, though, that quiet speaks volumes. Perhaps Jay understood that openly criticizing Mahi would only exacerbate the situation, because Mahi is burning at the moment. The entire industry is observing his every action, and he is at the center of attention. His show is exploding in popularity. Fans are formally referring to him as the new voice of truth in hip-hop, and his confidence is through the roof. What's crazy is how Maz turned the entire circumstance to his advantage. He didn't backtrack, hide, or offer an apology. With every syllable, he stood tall. He said, "I don't have a problem with anybody, but I'm not scared of anybody either," facing the camera during his subsequent show. That statement quickly became well known. It was widely circulated by fans who dubbed it the year's harshest line. To be honest, they're not incorrect. Ma's quote became the subject of a full-fledged movement when fans began putting it everywhere. "Speak your mind" was a common statement on timelines. It developed into more than just a viral event, as Ma stated. It was a way of thinking. Everyone knew at that point that hip-hop's energy had formally changed. People were embracing Ma's transformation of fear into liberation. Jay Prince, meanwhile, was in a difficult situation. Quiet power has always been the foundation of his entire persona. Without uttering a single word, that serene, unreachable OG energy demanded reverence. However, Ma entirely removed that aura of mystery, giving his admirers a fresh perspective on him. Right now, when individuals completely changed by that one line. No matter how strong you are, the internet doesn't care. It's over once the memes become viral. Industry insiders began to speculate that this could be a significant cultural shift. Hip-hop is currently being steered by the younger generation, which includes talk show presenters, YouTubers, and podcasters. They don't hesitate to voice their opinions and criticize these so-called untouchables. And Mase made it abundantly evident. He took on tasks that influencers, executives, and rappers were usually too afraid to take on. He gave J. Prince a human appearance, just a man who can catch fire like everyone else, not a villain or a boss. By the week's end, social media was ablaze. In jest, fans were referring to Mase as the public preacher who baptized J. Prince. To be honest, that joke was far too personal because everyone knew in their hearts that there was some truth to the joke. And to be honest, it felt just like that. Hip-hop is going through a major purification. There was more to it than just drama. A reset was made. Mase demonstrated that genuine respect originates from the truth rather than fear. You cannot dispute that he completely turned the subject on its head, regardless of your opinion of him. J. Prince may still be in charge of his empire. However, Mase reminded everyone in the society that words alone have the power to shiver giants, particularly when they are spoken by someone who isn't afraid of the consequences. This wasn't merely a roast, and it most certainly wasn't a call-out. This was a culture change. The world watched in real time, second by second, as the Houston businessman was humbled by the Harlem preacher. Because the loudest voice isn't always the scariest in today's hip-hop scene. It's just the realest sometimes. And this time, it was Mase's voice that reverberated throughout all timelines, shook the chamber, and split the walls. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment below if you're still viewing. Let us know your thoughts on this exciting period in hip-hop history. This is only the beginning of the story.